Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to our show. We are Option Forward. I'm always joined by the other half of the show, GQ Nesto. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. We're very pumped up about this new guest. You know what I mean? Let's get this shit cracking.
All right, for sure. And at the table again, you'll probably see him a lot more. We said that the first time around, but
Yeah.
Hollywood KP, how you doing?
I'm back once again. Thank y'all for having me.
It's all good. It's all good. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a treat today. Special guest, man with a vision. We're going to talk about that vision and where he's trying to go and the goals that he set for himself and how he reached that level of success. But at the table today, welcome Mr. Aaron Coney.
Oh, man. Appreciate you for having me, man.
For sure, for sure.
Honor to be here.
For sure. Well, just a little bit. I mean, I had to, obviously I'm the host, so I got to do a little bit of research. And I know you got a brand out there. What brand is that? What brand is yours?
Yeah, man, I got a brand called Hustle Matters. Hopefully the name speaks for itself. Yeah, it's a lifestyle brand. It's a clothing brand. It's my actual LLC, my company. So it's just all across the board, Hustle Matters.
Okay. Where are you from originally?
Detroit, Michigan.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
So y'all knew each other back
Michigan,
there?
yeah,
You know what's funny? We did not. We stayed pretty close to each other in Detroit. Went to the same college. Didn't know each other. Met out here.
Yeah.
Had the same vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just it's just a line.
Who came up with that quote on your website for Hustle Matters? That empower the hard working.
Me, man. I pretty much come up with everything for the brand. I can't even lie. And that's kind of why the name is represented. The people that have been following me since college have watched me do everything since I was vlogging and hustling back then. And so they watched me do everything. So, yeah, empower the hard working, empower the go-getters. Yeah, man. It's all me.
And what is a hustler's mentality, in your opinion?
It's a lot of things, man. Within the brand, I say hustle matters, but, I say speed matters, faith matters, creativity matters, all these things matter. But at the end of the day, man, a hustler is, even KP, we call Mr. Make Shit Happen sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like that person that's like, doesn't really take no for an answer. Instead, they're like, you know what, all right, let me figure it out. So it's the dude that says, let me figure it out. I'm not gonna take no. We're gonna figure out a way to get to our destination. That's a hustler. I don't care how you do it by any means necessarily, but yeah.
Who was your hustler motivator?
A lot of people, man. I gotta start probably with my dad. He's a big hustler from Detroit. I come from a family. My uncles are hustlers, my aunts. But my dad, I watched him work at Chrysler for 18 years almost, doing a corporate hustle, and provided a very good life for us. But then after hours and on the weekend was doing this entrepreneur hustling as a real estate realtor and a contractor. Okay. And so he was buying and flipping houses all over Detroit, I'm like, dang, I didn't get that until I was older, but I'm like, it's in my DNA, and my uncles did it, my dad did it, like he's taking apart engines, putting them back together, all of that kind of stuff. So, and then, fast forward, and guys like Gary Vee and Will Smith and Kobe Bryant and all these different people inspired me, Jay-Z, crazy, so. Yeah.
Sure. What about you, KP? What's your hustle motivator?
Oh man, me and Aaron got the same one when it come to Will Smith. We pride ourselves on being the biggest Will Smith fans. Okay,
yeah.
Will, from the very beginning of just his journey and just his thought process, resonates with me tremendously.
Yeah. There was a quote by Will that literally kind of changed my perspective on things, and he said, "The greatest." Concept for people to understand is the separation between talent and skill. And he said, talent you have naturally, but skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of dedication to your craft. And when I heard that, I'm like, yo, you got to get to work, bro. Because that whole time, up until then, I was coasting on my talent. And so I was like, man, if I can take my natural talent and couple it with hard work and really getting it in the dirt and learning this thing, I could probably take this pretty far, so.
Yeah, he got me with the plan A one. No plan B.
Yeah.
Plan A is your plan B.
Yeah.
That type of thing. So it's
I mean, we've talked about it, me and KP, but like, how's that been with you? Because obviously there's obstacles in anything you do, and especially what you doing, it's more challenging because
100%.
based on location, you know what I'm saying, and what you look like.
Yeah.
All right. So how have you overcome those challenges?
Just kind of that relentless pursuit. I don't anticipate the different adversities. I anticipate adversity as a whole, but you never know what you're gonna run up against, whether it's, discrimination in my skin color, whether it's, financial, you can't get the thing off the ground, whether it's location, whatever the obstacle is. But just trying to find a workaround and not taking no for an answer. And even down to like being a Black manager and being a creative. My dad never kind of put that stigma in my mind. He kind of always like, yo, with hard work, you can do anything. He was that kind of, so I was like, I never even let it play a factor. And sometimes I'll be talking to my friends and I'll be like, man, this didn't happen. They'll be like, bro, I hate to say it, it's because you Black. And I'll be like, damn, I want to refuse to believe that, I'm like, if that's the case, we're going to figure it out. I'm about to be the first nigga to do this then, if that's the case. So I kind of just lean into that space and try and make it happen.
For sure.
So I got a question for everybody right here on the table. If there is one characteristic that you have that puts you aside from everyone else, which one would it be and why?
Wow, one character. I'm gonna let y'all go first.
Oh man, wouldn't yours automatically be like hustle? Shouldn't it be that right away?
Nah, man. One character. No, one character. My characteristic, I think, is my creativity, my ideas. A lot of people, I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of people work harder than me. A lot of people are more talented than me. But my niche, and I think my bread and butter, is that in my ideas. So not only do I make stuff happen, but I'm the kind of guy that can come up with a brilliant idea. Then I have the ability to create it creatively, and I can execute on it with my business prowess and my network. So, but it all starts with my ideas, That's what.
I guess I can't say creativity. I would say, you know what, my even if this is what I want to use, my charisma. My personality, there we go. My personality is probably one of my biggest perks and traits of me, because I can mesh with damn near anyone. And using my personality, I've always been able to get indoors that wouldn't be open in other situations and make good networking connections like you guys. Look, I'm assuming y'all fuck with me because of my personality, because I'm back. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's always been one of my biggest, one of my biggest perks of me. I think I rock with.
Okay.
What about you, Drew?
That never give up attitude. Like, I obviously doing this right here, like, it's like mad challenging because we don't know what we doing. You know what I'm saying? You figure it out as you go along.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
We know that. Yeah, we know how that goes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's the fact that you have standards of yourself, the standards of your quality of work.
100%.
So even though I'm not as mature in the game as I will be in the coming future, but I still want to put some good stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like people used to always be like, hey, yo, just get your phone. Just record it with your phone. And I'll just be like, no, I probably could do that. And I can do that. But that's not the standard I want to set.
Right.
But I would just say just that never, I got to figure it out.
I'm very similar.
Yeah, man. I shut stuff down all the time. He's like, bro, we should do this. We should do that. And I'm like, all right. Well, where are we going to do it at? What location? How much that going to cost? You want to do it there? No, I think we can get something better than that.
We can't do it the right way. I can't. My homie, he's like, man, you a perfectionist. He was like, I just need you to throw this together. I'm like, but if you asking me to do it, I can't just throw that together. Mm-hmm. He's like, you an artiste. I get it. And I'm like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
I'm like that with film. I could shoot a bunch of different kinds of shit. I think we had this conversation, like people back in Detroit shooting all kind of different things. I'm like, I the quality.
Right.
Big on quality.
It's your name.
Yeah, big on quality.
What about you?
I mean, I gotta say my stubbornness. You know what I mean? I'm very stubborn. I'm very stubborn, and it's not. Sometimes it could be, my biggest success, and sometimes my biggest demise. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm set on something, like, you can't stop me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get to what I believe or what I'm trying to achieve. Sometimes it works in my favor, sometimes it doesn't, because sometimes it's like you see the answer, but you're so stuck on your honor, like you know what I mean, like nobody wants to be wrong, you know what I mean, and I just think it you have to kind of step back and you know, have character to acknowledge your shortcomings and turn it into something positive. You know, I think that's something that I can really relate to, because it's loose cannon. You know what I mean? Like I could take shit down, but also I could, you know, obviously self-destruct, you know. So
Aaron, your background is what? Graphic design, right?
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer by trade. Went to Western Michigan University with KP, even though we didn't know each other there.
At all? No parties, no nothing?
Nah.
I was like Van Wilder.
Shut up.
And at my
no,
like I
wasn't.
ran.
I was like Van Wilder.
That joint. I don't like everyone remembers KP.
Everyone
from Western.
knows me. First of
We
all,
do this all the time.
you knew
y'all,
me
for
before
real.
I knew you. Period. Point blank. Is that yes or no?
No.
You
A
didn't
mutual
say
friend,
I've been trying to connect with you, bro.
A mutual
I
friend.
didn't even know who you were.
Listen, this is how we met.
You saw me. You was like, "Who is this fool hanging out with my heroes?" You knew who I was.
Who was this dude?
You knew who I was. I didn't know you, bro. Here, let me. Before he answers that question, I'll relate it like this, right? There's Hollywood. Y'all know Hollywood,
Right.
and there's Black Hollywood. You know the coin term Black.
Right.
He was the Van Wilder of Black Hollywood. Now, what's bigger, Black Hollywood or Hollywood?
Well, I have to go with Hollywood.
I was Van Wilder of the whole damn school. All the white kids knew me, all the frats knew me, all the bars knew me, and the black kids knew me. A chick that went to introduced us, right?
Right.
Because she knew me,
And me.
but everybody else didn't know me. So it's cool.
God.
Answer the question. Do your thing.
It was you. It was your question.
Nah.
But the graphic design?
Yes, I'm sorry. By way of graphic design, yeah, that's my trade. I kind of actually taught myself graphic design. I went to school of business for advertising, and that's just more marketing, impressions, households, how to distribute. And I was like, man. And so I taught myself graphic design, and from there, just kind of got my career started. I hit the ground running, that hustler mentality. I started that in college, and I just started doing graphic design for like local businesses. If they need, if I walked past and I saw you had a shit poster in the window, I would go in and say, I can do better, and take a chance on me, $100, $200, whatever, and I promise you'll get more business. I did that with Hungry Howie's. I was making flyers for the Howie Nowie. I was making for the bowling alley, for the golf. So I just, yeah, man, I was
Just
like,
kept growing
I
from
can't, yeah, I was like, I can't wait for an opportunity that, you know, I had this thing, if you keep getting no for an answer, stop asking questions. And it was like, my sophomore year in college.
Oh, you gotta let that breathe for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Say that
Yeah.
again. Say that
If you
again.
keep getting no for an answer, stop asking questions.
That probably went over. That still went over.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna get that.
You know, and I'll explain it basically. The summer of my sophomore year in college, I was trying to get a summer job, or like first summer home, trying to get a job, and I couldn't. I was going on all these applications, and I'm like, man, what that? One of those things, because I'm black? Like, what's going on? God damn. So I was like, you know what? I'm done begging for somebody to throw me a bone. I was like, that's when I kind of learned Photoshop, and I was like, I'm going to employ myself. I'm going to make stuff happen, because clearly everyone else isn't seeing the value in me, even if I don't know necessarily that industry. Like the fact that I'm a hustler and I adapt and I'm going to excel, they don't see that in me. So I'll make them see it. And so that's when I
And would you say that was your aha moment? Like, yo, this is what I was intended to do.
No, I can't even say that, man. My mom and my dad been instilling this from when I was in kindergarten. I knew what an entrepreneur was in kindergarten. I knew how to spell it. I remember like in first grade, they were like, what are you gonna be when you go around? And everyone said everything. And I was like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Some kid was like, what's that? And I was like, that means you're gonna work for me. And it was like, I knew that in first grade. And so like, for me, it was putting the stamp on what I already knew. Like, all right, man, maybe you thought you were going to do all of that later in life. It's go time now. But it wasn't an aha moment. I kind of always knew I was destined to own. And I was trained to be an employer and not an employee.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I get it. Okay, so obviously what you do, you know what I'm saying, your hustler mentality, your entrepreneurship, I know you get a lot of offers, like people want to collab.
Yeah.
What's important for you before like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I want to work with you. I don't want to work with you. I'm gonna have to pass on this one. So what do you like to see when people present things to you?
Man, first and foremost, authenticity. I was like, I like to see that you care about the product, whatever it is that you want to work on. If it's not just a money grab or an opportunity to make you look good or opportunity to level up, like it's got to make sense. So if you coming to me about a film project, but I don't actively see that you really are pursuing film, then that makes sense. If you're trying to connect to one of my clients or somebody in my network, but you haven't done, the work in yourself, that don't make sense. So really authenticity, I look for creativity. Like, is this just something else, or is this like a fresh idea that we could have an impact or a splash with? And yeah, man, I look for people also that are already, and I kind of the first point, but already doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if you need all my help to do everything, you haven't gotten started on your own with your own resources, with your own money, like I can't see this as, like, I want to know if I say no, you're going to go make this happen regardless. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, you're going to see this to the end regardless.
Okay, so that's kind of like, it's funny that you said that, right? So you said, like, if somebody presents the idea and you're looking at it, we're like, dang, I'm going to have to put more work in than I would with somebody who's already established. But like, dude, don't you think that like some people need that shot?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But sometimes, just like you guys I have a lot of things going on. So it's like, I can't drop everything that I have going on because the project you want to bring me needs so much of my attention. And it's not even like that you have to have I just want to see that you've gotten started. Prime example, like I got Hustle Matters, on my hat. That's one of my clothing brand. We're not a huge clothing brand, but it's like when I do stuff, people like to even see that, I've seen you adapt this logo. I've seen you change your clothes out. I've seen you try and improve your brand. So it's like, I've actively been working, even if it's small, I've been actively working on this. And then I'll get a partner that'll help me take it, to a larger scale. But anytime anyone sees my film projects or whatever, they'll see I have a deck. I've scouted talents. I have ideas for location. I began to do the work to make this easier. I don't say, I don't know nothing, can you? I just got this idea, can you help me make it pop? That's, I want to see that you started to put in the work to get the answers on how to make this.
Okay.
So it's a little different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that, obviously this has been a long journey, right? And you've had your ups and downs, right? Can you tell us about a moment where you didn't know if you were going to make it through a certain like obstacle or situation, anything that kind of put you in doubt with your abilities of, getting it done?
Yeah, man. Two specifically come to mind. One, as a manager, I long story short, I orchestrated an appearance for a client out of the country and didn't do my due diligence with the partners we were working with, and realized that I was never talking to this person. Reached out to me and presented like he was with the event, and he presented to the event like he was that stateside's representation for my client.
Wow.
And so he was a middleman. Right. And then so when I sent my client there, because I had a double obligation, I was somewhere else, and shit started going left, he was like, yo, this hotel's not up to par, this and that was going on. And then I'm talking to the show, and that now I get in contact with the real show. And when that light bulb went out, my client's already there, and I realized I just did a deal with the dude that wasn't even, wow. I was freaking out, right? And I just kind of had to buckle up, really get in communication with that event company, work out our arrangements to make sure my client, whatever. And it was a tough situation, and I was embarrassed, I was upset, there was a lot of things, but it's just, you can't buckle. It's one of those things on the fly, you gotta make it happen.
Which client was that?
I'm not putting that out.
Oh, because I'm trying to remember. Like, do I know that story? I'm trying to think.
You do. I don't want to say that client's name for a few reasons, but
okay.
Yeah, it was a former client's name anyway. But that didn't end our relationship. But that sucked, and that's something I'm actually glad you asked that, because a lot of people see all of our wins, and that was something I never really had the opportunity to talk about. But that was a loss, and it was crazy because the day before was one of my most successful days, like as an appearance manager, and I made a bunch of money. I was on a high, and then I woke up to that phone call, and it brought me right back down to the ground. I was like, dang, how did that? And
so what do you think you acquired out of that, like as far as that scenario
it was
itself?
a learning experience, you know what I mean? You know, it's just one of those things where you have to have an experience like that, because you now I know to do my due diligence. I make sure that I get in contact with the show owner.
Show me your badge, like
yeah, man, like
I need to know.
hop on the phone. Yeah, you know, FaceTime. I really need to make sure I ask other people. Make sure, have you heard of this guy? Have you heard of this show? What was your experience like? And just make sure that I know what I'm sending my client to. And now, and even though I had other obligation, like I said, I was at a show with a different client the day before, but it's like, if I can be there, I gotta be there. And now even so, sometimes if I can't be there, well, I have to send a representative to go with. I can't leave my client in a situation like that type of thing. So
appearance, break that down. What is that, appearance?
So basically, what I do is I help talent, celebrities from television and film, do appearances, and largely at Comic-Cons, some charity events, speaking engagements, sometimes at schools, things of that nature, but largely comic and pop culture cons. So I'll take like your favorite people off the Power Rangers or the Flash or whatever, you know, show it may be, Hey Arnold, Nickelodeon, different type of things, and I will book them at events worldwide so they can meet their fans up close and personal.
Okay.
Yes.
Have y'all been to Comic-Con?
No, I haven't. I want to.
You heard of Comic-Con?
No, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, some people haven't. You'd be surprised.
My kids are like, they like artists, man. So I want to make sure I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong. The whole Dragon Ball Z. Do you have any kind of ties with the Dragon Ball Z? Because if I'm right, then this is gonna be a proud dad moment right now.
Do you already know the answer to this question?
I don't know, man. I just wanted, like, hey, I'm just doing my due diligence. I'm just trying to do my due diligence.
Man. I'm the business manager of Sean Schemmel, who voices Goku on the show.
Say that again, because my son, he don't believe I'm talking to somebody who connect like that. Him and my daughter, like, yo, they deep.
They Dragon Ball Z fans,
Yeah,
big
they
ones.
deep. They deep in it.
Yeah, man, we'll have to do something for them. But yes, Sean Schemmel, he's the voice of Goku. We've had a friendship relationship for years. And then a few years back, we decided to have a professional relationship, and I started being his business manager, and we've been making some quiet plays, and you know, work has been very cool, man. It's actually a crazy story of how we even met, and it was at a Comic-Con, man.
Word.
I'm gonna tell it real quick, because I was in the green room and I'm chilling, and I had a watch on, and he happens to be a watch guy, and some dude was like, "Is that a so-and-so watch? Is that a Breitling?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You mind if I come take a look at it?" Looks at my watch. We get to talking about all this stuff, talking for like 30 minutes, right? And then we're finally getting back out to go on the showroom floor to start signing stuff. I'm like, "So what do you do, man?" He's like, "I'm a VO." And I was like, "Oh, cool. You know, anything I would know?" And he was like, can I, your kids watch? He was like, I was like, "Anything I would know?" And he was like, "You ever heard of Dragon Ball Z?" I was like, "Who are you?"
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, hey, I'm Goku." And he did the thing. I was like, "Get the heck out of here. Are you kidding me?" And it was like, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, "I've been talking to Goku for the last 30 minutes and I didn't know this."
You fanned out on him.
I fanned out. Just real quick. And then we got back to business. You have to,
legendary.
man.
You know?
It's crazy. Like, as his business manager, I've been putting him in front of and doing different stuff with different, like, NBA players, NFL players, rappers, and things of that nature. And he loves to see, like, the toughest rapper or whatever just turn into a kid when he walks into the door, or like some big 6'8" basketball player be like, "Oh my God," it just shrink. He's like, it's crazy.
But all right, because I don't want to kill this, but look, I know you from Michigan, you know what I'm saying? You here, we in Cali now.
Yeah.
How did that even happen? We didn't even talk about that. Like, was that always part of the plan?
Honestly, it became a part of the plan in college. I kind of always had a fascination with entertainment, and I grew up with Mike Posner and Big Sean, and they got signed around that time. And when they came out to Los Angeles and I kind of saw them making stuff happen, I was like, man, if they can do it, I can do it too. And I was like, I may not be a rapper, and that's kind of part of Hustle Mountain. I may not be a rapper, I may not be whatever, but I was like, I could be the first lit graphic designer to go
Something,
put the
though.
map on. You know, I'm gonna figure it out. And so I just packed up my car, and after college, I drove out here. And I kind of knew I could make it in Detroit, so I was like, if I can make it in the mecca of entertainment, like we on.
Wasn't Blake a big factor?
Oh yeah,
That's
I'm
what
tripping.
I thought.
I'm
Yeah,
tripping. I'm
I
tripping.
could have swear. I was
No,
like, wait.
that was the inspiration. That was the inspiration. But yeah, man, I connected with the Power Rangers when I was a college kid, and my boy Blake Foster, shout out to him. He was my first client. He was the blue Power Ranger in the Turbo season in the movie, and I made a couple graphic design prints for him that he signs at the Comic-Cons. And when I came out to California for my first convention, I saw everybody just having my print in their hand. Like I looked around and like everybody was holding his autograph and my artwork in their hand, and I was like, yo. And his mom at the time was like, man, we've been in the industry. She was like, you're good enough, you could do this. And it kind of gave me the confidence. I'm like, man, maybe I could do this. And I just saw that opportunity to work with him, kind of took over his brand, and I came out here and we just tapped in, man. We built up his following, got him verified. You know, I started being proactive. That's really what started me in Comic-Cons. I was like, how you getting booked to shows? And he was like, I don't know, they just reach out sometimes. I'm like, nah, we can do better than that. I was like, I'm gonna make you an EPK. I'm gonna start pitching you. So I started doing, Mr. Make Shit Happen. So I just started going.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
So speaking, you mentioned Big Sean, and I'm gonna keep this hip hop, right? So recently I heard a story that where Jim Jones was saying that he could have signed Drake, but he passed on him. Has there ever been a project that you passed on that you wish you wouldn't have, looking back on it?
Damn, what a question. Is there ever a project I passed on that I wish I would not have?
Or even a client.
Yeah.
Is there somebody coming to your mind?
I don't know. I'm just, maybe, because you probably have
I was
sat down
about
with some
to
people
say-
and was like, I'm good.
Yeah. I want to say no, and I feel like maybe that's an arrogant answer. Nobody's coming to mind. I'm pretty open to ideas, man. And at least there's nothing that I passed on that like blew up and I was like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Most things I either did want to be a part of it or, I just wasn't. But I usually take a lot of opportunity. I think I'm a pretty good talent scout for the most part. Like,
Sure.
I believe, I'm one of those guys that believes in people and projects before they take off, so.
What's something that you like? Obviously, we're all gonna die, right? So, what's something that you want to be remembered for in the industry? What is something that you're like, I'm that guy for this particular?
I just want to inspire folks, honestly, to create and to be themselves and to find new spaces. Like I want to be kind of like the Black Scooter Braun, if you will, just kind of entertainment mogul, talent manager, but I like to probably think I'm a bit more creative than Scooter Braun. You know, I have an art design background, so it's like, man, if I can take all of these things and roll it into one, you know, Kevin Hart says the comedic rock star. There was, you know, Eddie Murphy prior, but like really taking that comedy to this rock star shit, Kevin Hart did. And so I kind of say that for myself. I just want to be the rock star of like, that's not a rapper, I'm just a manager and a graphic designer, you know what I mean? So if I can do that and just kind of inspire people to say, hey man, you can achieve this level of stardom if that's what you want, or this level of success, whatever, like you can get to that level just doing you, man. Talking about Pokemon cards, painting rock, whatever it is, that's your thing, do that. Hustle, double down, and you can make a lane for yourself.
But I think the cost of living and patience come in effect. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
man.
Like, you know,
1000%,
because I was getting on him about that the first time he came through. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would be like, yo, just stick to something he said. You know, it's like your blessing is right around the corner, but we give up right before we make that turn. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, it's hard to do that. You know, like, yo,
Yeah,
I
you don't be
got
thinking
these
like that.
Cardinals, I got these bills.
You
I got
never
these
know when you're
expenses.
around the corner.
Right.
For sure. Yep.
You know,
The
so how
toughest part.
do you deal with that though?
Man, I still deal with it. And I don't want to get it twisted. I don't want people to think I've made it or I've arrived. Like, I'm still on my journey. I'm making progress and I'm hitting milestones for sure, but I'm definitely very much still on my journey. And so for me, I deal with it just, you know, like I said, a lot of things, faith matters. And so I just hold my faith that, you know, my time is coming, or that I am around the corner. Because a lot of times we're like, oh, we so far, like, you're probably not as far away from your dreams as you think. You know what I mean? Just a little person.
I mean, but I wish it was somebody that just pop out
Oh,
and let you
oh,
know
God.
how much further you got to go.
Yeah.
that would be great.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
can we make this simple?
That
you know
would
what I'm
be
saying?
great.
Take away some of that stress a little
You know,
bit. You know what I mean?
something.
Oh yeah, I can go for another couple months like this. Then you know, yeah, I feel.
But
you.
it's like, I also say, if is, and this probably isn't even answering that question or whatever, but it takes a degree of like naivete to do this. Like, if I would have known how long and how hard this road would be when I moved to LA, I probably wouldn't have done it. And I was like, for me, in my mind, I thought it was gonna be a lot easier to achieve some of the things I wanted to achieve. And if I would have known it would have been this hard, I probably wouldn't have come. So I'm almost glad I don't know what's around the corner, because it could be another obstacle around that. You know what I mean? It's like,
man,
we'll get there when we get there, man. And if you can have that peace and that happiness on your journey, well, you made it anyway. And I talk to so many people, man, like successful people financially, whatever, in front of the thing, and they all tell me the same thing. It's like, when they quote unquote made it, it didn't really change. And, you know, they didn't feel any different. It wasn't, you know, making it didn't do what they thought it was going to do for them. So I kind of already know that's not the answer.
Because
anyway.
they didn't make it off of privilege. They made it off of hard work and effort.
Yeah. So.
Kim Kardashian,
Oh, come on.
right?
Sheesh, that was
what-
out of
Dude,
pocket.
that was
But she
that was
said
like
Huh?
well, she was the first like to do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, Paris
Nowadays,
Hilton was.
Did you hear what
No,
she
well,
said
yeah.
though?
no, well,
You didn't hear what she said?
No, I heard it.
Oh.
I didn't.
Get
I didn't
off
click
your
on it.
ass and work or whatever. She told girls they being
Yeah.
lazy and they just
Stop
need to
being
get off
lazy,
their
yeah.
ass and put in the effing work.
But she created that opportunity out of the Ray J thing.
She
though.
definitely put in
She
the work.
did. I mean,
For sure. But,
but
let's
you
not
know,
act
here's my
like she
thing.
wasn't
It's
born
easier.
rich.
It's easier to put in the work when you got a backing behind you, so like a safety net where you know what I mean. You don't.
Yeah.
You won't fall short. It's a little different, especially with, and you already have a name as a person. So if Kim K walk in here right now and was like, I want to work with y'all gonna be like, okay. She can go anywhere and do that.
Even before she was Kim Kardashian,
Even before
because
she
of
was-
her
yeah,
dad and
because-
dinner
yep,
and the trap.
exactly.
And you connected. She partying with Paris Hilton 10 years ago. Where was you 10 years ago? Right. Come on. Like, she been that.
Right,
Before,
you know what I'm saying?
before she even did the Ray
Yeah.
J thing, she was living that life.
Yeah, she was already.
You have to be
lit.
living that life to get access to Ray J.
But
Like
she
that.
was but that's what I'm saying. I thought she was what you call them, a stylist. Yeah, she was a stylist. That's how she got into the game. That's how she started networking, becoming that socialite. Because I guess they was liking her style.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I
that's how
missed
she
all
got.
that.
I think she was stylist for maybe Brandy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't fact check me. Don't hit me up. Right? But I think it was Brandy, and that's how they connected with like the whole Ray J thing.
It would be like if Willow Smith was like, I'm a stylist. Yes, I don't care if you done. I'll hire you. You're Will
Willow
Smith's
Smith,
daughter.
yeah.
So you're Bruce Jenner, the Olympian.
Yeah.
The OJ. Yeah, you could style some people. I like it. What do you mean?
whatever. Yeah, just
Yeah.
I'm not saying she didn't put in the work. I'm just saying she got a
She did,
big
and she
head
probably-
start.
yeah,
She-
it's just a
and
little
I mess with Kim. Like, she's
Same.
built an empire. She done the legal stuff. She's put in the work for sure. But let's not act like you started from ground zero.
Right.
Like a lot of the people that you kind of shitted on when you said that statement. That's all.
So I got a question. So what is it that keeps you humbled?
My bank account, man. No, I'm just playing. Honestly, just I stay my friend was just talking to me around that. My circle, man. When you stay around people, everybody kind of around me is doing bigger, better shit than me. And so for the most part, and so I'm like, that inspires me. You know, I'm trying to get to Big Sean's level just like he's trying to get to Jay-Z and Kanye's level. I'm trying to get to Problem's level just like he's trying to get to Snoop and them's level. I'm trying to get, so it's like, for me, just the iron sharpens iron. My people, you know, they doing big things, and it inspires me to want to get to that next level and just pull the best out of myself.
So if I had a genie right now and you get 3 wishes, what would they be?
You be coming with these
Lord
questions.
have
That ain't
I
even
don't
on the
even
paper.
know. I don't even know the answer to that question,
3,
bro.
3 things right now that will solve everything that you could think of.
Money solve everything, damn near.
That's one. Okay.
That's up, you know, because money you get right to. I can go right to filmmaking.
I don't
et cetera.
even know the answer to that question, bro. That's crazy. I know this is heavy. I would wish for the health of my mom. She's going through some stuff right now, so I would wish her to just be healed from everything she's going through, and that in itself would be everything for me. You can't wish for no man-made thing like money,
Why? What you want me to say? World peace.
bro. You could wish for genius level intelligence and make your own money. You could.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Is it to be Steve Jobs or Tony Stark or somebody?
Okay,
or Mark Zuckerberg.
Superpowers then. That's
not. Tony Stark has superpowers, or he's smart.
I want superpowers then. I don't want to be Tony Stark if I can get superpowers.
No, he didn't. Oh, that's a genie wish. That part, I would wish for superpowers, 100%.
Easily.
The health of my mom, superpowers.
There you go.
Let's not get into the specifics of which, because that could. I'm a superhero head now.
Right.
Man. Ooh, I don't know.
What was yours be? Yeah, it was.
Wow, man. I would say patience.
Oh, he's about to be deep.
Virtues. I got you.
Patience. Good looks. I mean, good looks. You know, pretty people go far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they freaking do.
You know what I mean? And then I would have to say like energy. Energy, because you know what I mean. It's like I feel like I gotta be able to get up every day and put the same amount of passion to what I do every day without skipping a beat. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to be on that Drake level where he doesn't miss. You know what I mean?
He does not miss.
I think that itself, it generates what you want, which is obviously money. You know what I mean? That's what we would, we would be bullshitting if that's not what we all want at the table. So I think that, those would be the three things.
When you say it like that, man, discipline is something I'm really trying to tackle. And I'm like, if you can master discipline, I'm like, man, you can master a lot of things. So.
What about you, KP?
I was right there with the superpowers and the money. Now y'all get I'm with the superficial stuff. Now I gotta think deeper. Oh man,
KP, like I would wish for
right. Dang,
this Lambo outside.
Man, right? I don't know now.
See, the reason I say these questions is because I remember we had one of our guests where she even asked us. She said, "Tell us 50 things that make you happy," and I was just like.
And you was like, you don't even got 50 things.
I don't got no 50 things. So, you know what I mean? So I think that's the part where I don't know, man. Like
50 things? 50 things?
I'm just saying, like, give me three things. Three things.
Three things that make me happy? You know me, film. I can sit down and watch some of my favorite movies till the end of time. And, even when I'm in the sunken place at times, turning on The Sandlot will get me right back up like, oh, yeah, I'm good right now. This is cool. Film. I am really big on friendship. I am huge. I pride myself on the group of people that I keep around me and helping them any way I can and just making sure everybody is right and good time. So that makes me happy knowing they're happy in times. You know what I mean? If I can help him in the moment or something, I can figure it out. I'm right there. And then if he good, I'm solid. You know what I mean? So those kind of things for me are big. 3? Oh, shit,
man,
after what you said, honestly, and I felt like I was thinking too big. I would honestly just wish to have my company, as much as I don't want to skip the journey, I would wish to have my company thriving and popping and because people are like, well, if you get rich, you don't have to work. But it's like, I want to, because I want to create films and I want to create projects and I want to create art and I want to create things that have impact on people. So I would still, even if I was the richest, I would want my company to be up and I wouldn't have to want to worry about raising funds or nothing. Like, we can just make the kind of projects we want to make. Our network is there where we can get the kind of partners on board that we need, be it talent or production or distribution or whatever, and just go create so we can change the world, man.
Like That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
No. Speaking of that, I'm glad you touched on that. Word on the street is you stepping into the TV and the film. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder who word on the street is.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I'm just saying.
Instagram. Social media.
You know, they say you keep your ear to the ground, you hear what's shaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, hey, that's what's rumbling right now. So can you touch on that? Am I right?
I can. First, I wanted to shout out my dad because I went live and he's watching. I talked about you, Dad. What's up? But no, I can't really talk about that. Word on the street is true. I am stepping into that arena with a project that I created, be executive producing, got some major partners on board, but I'm definitely not one to talk about my eggs before they hatch, count my eggs before they hatch, you know, go on TV. I'm not here to, nope.
You can talk smaller
we
scale. We
talking
doing
about,
some,
like-
we doing some
that
short. We
stuff.
doing a lot of
Oh,
short
yeah,
film stuff too.
Honestly, yes,
He
we
getting
are.
ready
There's
to,
two
getting
things.
ready to act in something soon. He doing. You
I'm
know,
sorry. It's a few things. Yes.
I gotta get him right.
Can you touch on that?
Can I say what they are?
Yeah, you can talk
Cool.
about it.
So we got a couple short films we're working on. One is called,
Yeah, all
it's Planeteers. So it's gonna be a look at Captain Planet and the Planeteers, but not so much about Captain Planet, but more so the Planeteers. I'm gonna be Kwame in that. So
y'all
I'll be
remember that
stepping
show?
into an acting
I do
grid.
remember Captain Planet.
Yeah, man. So that one I'm really excited about just because I can get into my acting bag and as well just creating. And I love, like, I'm big on like nostalgia. And so it's like when we can take an old IP like that and give it new life and reimagine it, and that's like the dope flip, you know, it's like a house flip like my pop. So, and then we're doing one with Blake, the Blue Ranger client that I told you about. We're doing a short with him probably like next month.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give too much of that because I want it to be a surprise for the fans, but it's going to be a cool tribute-ish homage and kind of answer some of the questions of where his character is now. And I'm excited about that too, man.
Dope.
So like this film thing, I got bit by the film bug just as far as like producing and being in this atmosphere and in this city and in this space. I always wanted to work in entertainment. I never really was thinking about film like that. And so I'm just loving it now. I'm reading a book called How to Making a Good Script Great. And I'm just diving in. Like, you do the 10,000, you do the work. I'm in the process of doing the work on this film stuff and I'm loving it.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's just dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
But you don't want to talk about it, though.
The big one I can't talk about. The big one I can't talk
wanna talk
about.
about
I can't. Like I definitely after we make some announcements and so I'll come back.
So
and
what time frame we looking at? About 6 months, year? Where we at? Couple months?
That's a good question.
I mean, because we can call this like a pre-advertisement. You know, that's what we can consider.
I mean, the deal's gonna happen as far as when we announce it. That would be something I would have to consult with the team. I don't know.
Probably about like probably like summer. I feel like
an announcement.
I feel like summerish.
Summer to summer.
They're moving pretty quick. I feel like summerish.
He knows better than me. I'm new to all of this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they moving pretty rapid. Probably summerish. You'll see at least a deadline joint pop up.
Yeah,
you know like
one
the
of them
deadline.
articles.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So summertime.
Yeah, I think so.
So
I'll come back when.
Yeah, I was
after the
about to say
announcement,
you got to come back. So when you so I would say, are you? If I had an idea, if I had to assume, right, you're gonna probably recreate some stuff or come up with your own. Are we looking more comic book based, or what would be your genre? What are you gonna dive into?
Yeah, it's in the comic culture anime space.
Okay.
You know, that's my bag, that's my niche, being able to go to Comic-Cons and represent, you know, someone so huge in anime and in the sci-fi world with Power Rangers and the Flash and stuff. It's just, that's in my DNA from when we was a kid. So yeah, man, the idea we came up with is in that vein. And I figured we'll start there, and man, my partners agree.
Did they need some sketches of us to kind of put our little cartoons? Podcast guys. You know, just throw a cape on me and a microphone. You know, that's my superpower. I'm just hitting you with my mic.
Man,
you know
bam.
what I'm saying? But nah, man, but it's great and
breaking news, breaking faces.
But like speaking to him the first time around, it's like I saw it as motivation. You know, because anything that's worthwhile in this life is challenging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that challenge, all those challenges that come about, you know, it builds character. You know what I'm saying? If you can get through it, because if you can get through one thing, you can get through the next. So it's very motivating, you know, to hear your story, you know what I'm saying, and what you're going through. It kind of, because man, like every 2 weeks I'm out, I'll be like, man, I'm out.
Man,
like,
I feel you.
I'm done.
For real,
You know,
I can count how many times I tell him
we go back and forth.
Detroit.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
done.
we do this.
I tell him all the time, man, I had enough of LA.
Yeah.
I'm moving. He'd be like, no, you're not. I'm
No,
like,
you're not.
watch me.
Cause you go back home, you be like, man, I should let me go back to LA. You be home for 2 days, like, man, it's some bullshit. Let me go back. I'd rather struggle out here than be getting it going in Detroit. I'm sorry, I need it.
I mean, it's just the things that you're passionate about. You want to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to work, and it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like how much work do you want me to put in? But that's why I asked you that question. Like, yo, don't you think somebody should give us a shot? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody needs that shot.
100%. Somebody needs that shot. And, you know, like I said, it's all about, you know, what's the saying? I don't. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So for me, I'm all about giving the opportunity as long as I see you've done the preparation. A lot of people want to rush to get in that door or rush to get to that celebrity they think can change their life, but they haven't done the preparation to even be able to exist in that room. So it's like, once I see that, and that's kind of what I was alluding to, once I see you've started doing the work yourself, oh, I'm all about it, man. We need it. And I say that I'm like, man, I wish somebody would just pass me the ball so they can see how I can run with this thing. But
don't that sound familiar?
Yeah, I mean, you say I inspire you, man. I like seeing you, a black brother. You guys aren't white guys. You know, you're doing your thing. You got a space and it's professional with it. You got the camera. Like, I like seeing people create. So that's a prime thing. If you say, hey, we got a podcast and we got this many viewers and I see that you started. Now, if you wanted to partner with a Kevin Hart or a Laugh Out Loud to scale it, cool, because he's seen that you've started this process. Right. And that's kind of
So, hobbies. What is it like that you do on your pastime? You know what I mean? Like something that you like to do that keeps you at ease, puts you centered back into that, hustler mentality.
Yeah. I'm big on going to the movies. I like consuming movies, content. I like to bowl.
Batman?
Yeah, so
you seen it already?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
play basketball, man. Go to the gym and stuff. But honestly, one of my hobbies right now, and all my hustles started as hobbies, and one of them right now is writing and imagining and creating. Like, I'm working on I can talk about that. I'm working on a comic book right now.
I was gonna ask you, but I was like, can I pitch that?
Goodness, like when you talk about what makes you happy, it's my happy when people are pissing me off. Like, when I go and this is this world that I'm creating, these characters. If I want to erase, I rewrite, do anything. I'm building not even just a universe. Like, the characters need backstories. They need parents. They need villains. The villains need backstories. Where is this happening? All of these things is, oh my God, it's lighting me on fire right now. So that's my happy space.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Okay. So what do you want to accomplish with this unsaid venture? What is the end goal? I know you want to be like, the black, or not the, I don't say the black. You want to be that guy that Scooter Braun.
The black Scooter Braun.
But like,
coin it.
What when it's all said and done, like, it's kind of similar to what you said, we got to die. So what imprint, do you want to leave here? You know what I'm saying? Because we'll only be remembered for so long.
Yeah. But
we live in a digital space now. Somebody can always reference, something that you created. So if it was a passion project, or how would you want to be remembered?
Man, with the project, I just want to make a kind of a splash in culture with that one. With that project, I just want people to consume it, see it, and enjoy it, and just kind of celebrate the topics that we're talking about. And I think that would be great. And as far as just me and my legacy at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, man, I just want to inspire folks to be authentic to themselves and to create. You know what I mean? What you imagine, you can create, and I don't want people to
Hold on, you gotta say that. That went over somebody. I just told him that. But no, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's literally it. Whatever you can imagine, you can create. And I don't care if you from the hood, the suburbs, you black, you white, whatever your situation is, where there's a will, there's a way. And if you have genius ideas, man, go after them. If you got big goals, don't shy away from them. Go after them. And my parents taught me that from a young age. And that ego and that confidence and that bravado, they literally pumped into me. I didn't really talk about it, but I grew up in a predominantly white area, and it was like a culture shock. And my mom would say, Aaron, they don't think you can go do this. Go kick their butt. Go show them. Go do it. And I just kept doing, like, whatever you can do, go do it. Go perform. Just go be your best.
So with that being said, like, how do you deal with diversity? You know what I mean? Obviously, dealing with all this, racial inequalities, and especially here in LA, like, how do you kind of dodge those bullets?
Man, it's easy for me, just because, I'm a black kid. I was born in Detroit, grew up in Oak Park and stuff, moved out to the suburbs where I was just dropped in a sea of white people and wealth, honestly, but more than race. It was an economic thing, it was wealth. And I'm like, so I learned to kind of speak that language and learn to kind of camouflage and exist in every kind of room. I can be in the hood, and I can be in a boardroom in Calabasas. It's all the same. So I don't have to dodge too many. I feel like I'm in a unique place because I can reach across the aisle. So I'm more of a connector and I'm more of a mediator, and I kind of understand both sides of the table where, you know, I come in handy in a lot of rooms. You know what I mean? So it's easier for me, and I want to help people get to the point where they're having more conversations with each other and we feel more comfortable around each other and feel more empathy for each other. Like, for sure. Black people don't feel any empathy for the wealthy white man, but they have their own struggles, and the wealthy white man doesn't feel any empathy for the person they feel can pull themselves up for the bootstraps, but they don't understand how this country was kind of built. So it's like a lot of things. Empathy can go a long, long, long way, and I just want to help have these conversations and help be the bridge, the gap for people.
Okay. So you got a lot of wins. Like you said, people don't see the losses, the wins. So I know it's time to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? So are you a partier? You know, like we hitting the club? What do you do? Do you do that?
When I'm in Los Angeles, I don't.
Oh.
In LA, I party here.
Come on, man.
Listen, I'm gonna answer the question truthfully. I'm not a clubber. I don't do the club scene, especially here. It's too bougie and everything. I travel a lot. When I travel, we step out, okay?
He don't know how to act.
When I'm in another city, I have to experience what that nightlife and what that city has to offer, whether it's a big city or a small town. I'm out. We outside with it. But yeah, here, man, it's just too much bouginess going on. Everybody think they somebody and everybody got their list. And you gotta, I'm like, if my homie's not throwing this event and told me to pull up, I'm chilling. I can't deal with that. But
is there any crazy moments you was like, whoa, that was like the craziest moment of my life? Or you was at an event and you was like, dang,
I just had the craziest night ever, Super Bowl Super Bowl weekend. It was random. We went to the Forbes Super Bowl party, and one of my clients is my homie big brother Walter Jones. He's the original Black Power Ranger. Shout out to Walt. And first of all, he hasn't aged a day, right? So he looks the same when he's on the show. And long story short, we go to this event. Anderson .Paak walks up. I met Anderson .Paak at a job at Dash Radio. So KP was like, go introduce Walter to Anderson .Paak. I'm like, all right. So I'm walking over there. He freaks out from the minute he sees Walter. Yo, you got the Power Ranger walking up on me, man. What's up? Yeah, we exchanged contact. He was like, we got this thing coming up. Come mess with us later. Like, cool. Then we were like, we left. We went to shoot to a Marshawn Lynch event. And we was like, man, I wonder, you know, if we're still going to get in, if we going to be able to see, bro, yada. We get in. As soon as he walks in, shut the, what? Is that the Black Ranger? So we party with Marshawn Lynch. He showed nothing but love. And then Anderson hits us up. We go back to party with him till like 2. I'm like, what world when he just told me we was going to a couple of events, and little did I know I'm breaking bread with Marshawn Lynch and Anderson .Paak and Dumbfounded. And I was ended up in a room with some of the most influential or dope, like powerful Asians in Hollywood, to be honest. It was in Koreatown, and Anderson .Paak is half black, half Asian. Right, so I'm like, it was cool, and it was a whole world and just people I would not have known. And I'm like, bro, this night was so random, and it all happened because of Walter Jones's face. I was like,
Walter is like, man, he's man, legendary.
Yeah. Legendary. Even when we went to the spot, like they were like, who you here? Anderson hit you? Like, and I'm like, yeah, I got the Black Ranger in the car. They're like, stop it. As soon as I brought Walter, I was like, Walter, come talk to the bouncers. They're like, yo, man. Yeah. Open the door, took us right there. You know what I mean? It was like,
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's super crazy. So that was a good night.
We got to get him around here.
For sure.
That's a fast track for sure.
For sure. He's from Detroit too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
What's up with y'all Detroit?
I don't know, yo.
Working out here in Cali.
Because we have this hard work instilled in us. You know what I mean? And we also realize now that, you know, it's kind of like a glass ceiling in Detroit, especially for entertainment. So we got to come out here and really get it going.
And that city just kind of, like you said, breeds that hustle. Like, if you want to make it, like, the city ain't going to give you nothing.
No.
So it's like, you have to learn. And that's what I'm saying. I really learned that through my uncles and my dad and my people, like, man. And so when we come out here, we like, oh, it's one thing. You give us a shot, we going to kick the door open on that thing. Like, it's nothing. And so it's so funny. Him and so many other people will be in a party like, I came out here to meet other people. I keep meeting Detroit people out here.
Long,
you know what I mean?
We coming.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because, you know, doing my prep work, you know, for you coming today, I was just like, I noticed, you know, where you went to school.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the homie from back then. And I was like, I bet they knew each other. They were probably best friends.
And we didn't, which is crazy. Stayed like down the street before he moved to Oak Park. Didn't know, you know, growing up kid. Went to college. Never crossed paths, which is crazy because, you know, it's not that many black people at Western Michigan. So for us to not, we knew mutual people.
We talked about some of the same parties we were evidently
you know
at, like, and I'm like, there's no way.
So it's, you know, then we both in LA, and he stayed right around the corner from where I'm living. I'm like, what are we doing, man? We gotta make it make sense.
Yeah, my homegirl called me. It's like, hey, I want you to meet my friend from college. We all went to college together. You two should connect. You're both like in entertainment.
Yep, because I text her because I remember she tagged us in a post on Instagram. It was when they was making the Power Rangers movie. She tagged us, and when I saw that, I went to his page. Now I remember that's when I get that from. I said, who is this? Who the hell is this hanging out with my people? You know what I mean? And with the Western, like how does this even make sense? And I DM him, I say, hey, bro, what's up, man? But you know, we're trying to connect. Let's link. And I sent that DM after I hit Anastasia. I said, Anastasia, hit him up for me and connect me. And I DM'd him like, bro, I've been trying to hit you. Let's link.
Dope.
Do you guys see yourself going back to Detroit, like later down in life? When
to live?
Where you got a couple million, you know what I mean?
His eyes just lit up.
For good?
I mean, you like 60?
One word, snow. I'm not playing with the snow again. I'm done with that. Have you been in like snow?
Yeah,
I'm good. Having to heat your car up 20 minutes before getting in there and potholes when it's too. I'm good off of that.
But you see, I think that's the thing. Like I feel like sometimes where you from has something that like forever you're stuck with. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's kind of like, you know, like I was raised in Oakland. You know what I mean? And it's kind of one of those things where you got, you know, no matter where you go, you have that little pepperness of where you're coming from, and it's part of you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't think home is a place. It's home is something that you carry within you. You know what I mean? So I think it's
going back to Oakland, though. You going back to Oakland?
Oh hell no!
Man, you trying to convince us?
To answer that question, I don't see myself like moving back to live there year round, but I definitely see myself bi-coastal, having a house there, having a house here, being able. My family, I have a huge family on both sides, so I'm like, my whole family is there. I can't escape Detroit. Like our lineage is there. So if I can get myself a house where I can go be comfortable there for, you know, months on end, if I feel like he's absolutely right, you're not gonna see me living there in the winter. My people, I've been trying to go home anyway, and I'll be like, I made a post like, take a picture of outside and send it to me. That I can't. I'm not doing that snow stuff. I'm not getting stuck there with no surprise falls. Like I need to know it's warming up, and then I'll be back.
Yeah. So, would you? Okay. So I got a hypothetical question. All right. I want to ask y'all. Right. So if you had the ability to read people's thoughts, but the thoughts popped above their head in text message, would you want that ability?
No.
No?
Not at all. It's basically like that movie Mel Gibson, What Women, what is that?
Yeah, What Women Want.
What Women, but if I could just read like, this motherfucker bullshit. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that.
You don't want to know that?
No, because, no, I don't.
It might be able to help tremendously in business situations.
For sure.
That's how I look at it.
And in others.
And personal. You can get the chick easily. You can get the draws quick. Like, oh, you see this pop up.
You would think that.
Well, that's what it would, yeah. Right. Poker. You be a poker legend because you know that they bluffing. You know what they thinking.
To know everything, to read the people's thoughts, you just want to know.
Maybe. I mean, it's a gift, but it's a gift and a curse, though. That's why you asked the question, because it is a gift and a curse.
It's not all upside.
It's not.
I feel like.
But the upside's going to outweigh the bad, depending on how you run with it.
It's true. Could.
But you can't turn it on and off. It's on at all times.
Damn.
What if someone's carrying a big secret that you don't want to know about? What if?
I know it now. Hey, it's still a secret. Only I know. I'm not gonna tell nobody. Right?
I guess.
I don't know.
You gotta start acting crazy so nobody pays attention. You know what I mean? Nobody reads it.
Yeah, yes.
start doing some stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Matter of fact, they just made. It was a movie that they just came out with. Tom Holland's movie that flopped. Yeah, it was about all the men on the world. You can hear their thoughts and it pops above their head already.
Are you talking about that energy one or whatever?
I don't know that it flopped.
I want to know. I'm sitting here thinking still.
Yeah. Yes.
Would you guys want to know?
I would say no. I would say no. Because
I think I would.
if we had the ability to turn it on and off, then
That would be cool.
yeah, but that'd be cool. But like all time, 24/7, I walk into any room, doing anything,
And I'm knowing stuff
and
that
just
I'm
like,
not asking to know.
It can be overwhelming looking the whole time. I'm trying to have this conversation. You just this all to my here, back and I'm like, it can be over.
It'd be like, I can't believe we just beat that guy to death. Like, I'm back. Oh shit. I feel like I should tell someone, but I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever the case may be. You know, like it could be some messed up stuff. Like people got trauma. You know what I mean? Like think about what's in your own head.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even want all your thoughts out there?
I'll be just sitting there. I'll be sitting here now. I was daydreaming for a second. Random thoughts. I was sitting here seeing my shit daydream. I'm thinking about Looney Tunes. I'm like, what is this nigga talking about?
That could be crazy. You could be chilling in a room with your homegirls thinking something crazy about this. Now, oh shit, now I gotta feel like I gotta tell them. That ain't my business. You know, like it could be crazy. You don't even know what it could be.
You don't even know.
Yeah, it's like it was just a thought, babe. I didn't say it. I didn't act on it. Like when we get into judging people off their thoughts, that's tricky because I know I got some fucked up thoughts that I don't want to be judged off of. It's just a thought.
But so, hey, but would you? You didn't even answer.
Shit, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
He said, I want to know.
I wanna
but
know.
I see the upside, which y'all talking about. There's definitely upside to it.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it would just you wouldn't be bullshitting. You know what I mean? You
Cut
being
straight to the
transparent.
chase,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because sometimes like I know like when me and him started and they told us like, yo, y'all gotta change your name, right? That was like a kick in the nuts.
Who
I was
said
just
that?
like, you know what I mean? When we were adjusting, but that's another story.
Oh, okay.
But it's like when they gave us that level of honesty, it kind of you kind of feel like you want to throw up for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you rebound and you're like, you know what? What do I have to lose? So I just feel like if you can see that, I think it would just make things a lot easier because I mean half of the world is bullshitting. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely, especially LA.
There's no transparency. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just better to just like what do you prefer? Yeah. Like a shot in the head or two shots in the stomach?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just kill me already. You know what I mean?
I can't take either one of them bitches. Okay, that gotta be. I'm like, sir, is there the option?
I'm wrapping my
Is there
head
an option
around
3?
You know, like,
the business upside of that would be great.
That's what I'm saying.